Hey there, garden lovers! Welcome back to Rustic and Rooted, where creativity meets the compost pile. If you've ever looked at your trash and thought, there's gotta be something I can do with this, you're in for a treat! In today's video, we're turning everyday junk, things like bottle caps, rusty tools, and even old teapots, into absolutely genius garden sculptures. Whether you've got a tiny backyard or a few pots on a balcony, these ideas will bring charm, color, and personality to your outdoor space without spending a fortune. So grab your scraps, sip your tea, and let's get into it! Don't toss out those empty tin cans just yet. They're about to become adorable owl sculptures for your garden. With just a few cuts, bends, and a splash of paint, you can transform ordinary cans into wide-eyed woodland creatures. Place them near flower beds, tuck them among planters, or perch them on wooden posts for a whimsical touch. These tiny guardians add personality and charm, especially in rustic outdoor spaces. What makes this project so special is how approachable it is. You don't need expensive tools or advanced crafting skills, just creativity and a bit of time. Try mixing can sizes and adding scrap metal or buttons for details like beaks and feathers. These owls bring a playful vibe to any garden nook, and they're a perfect introduction to the joy of upcycling. Old metal spoons don't have to live forgotten in kitchen drawers. They can bloom again in your garden. By bending and arranging spoons into flower shapes and anchoring them with rebar or wood stakes, you create long-lasting metallic blossoms. A quick coat of colorful paint brings them to life, creating a garden display that sparkles under the sun. These spoon flowers are perfect for adding vertical interest among planters or in corners where real flowers struggle to grow. You can even mix in forks and butter knives for more texture. This DIY sculpture is a gentle reminder that beauty doesn't have to be delicate. It can be sturdy, sustainable, and entirely handmade. If you've been collecting bottle caps, now is the time to turn them into a vibrant mosaic masterpiece. Mounted onto a wooden board or directly onto a garden wall, these tiny caps can form patterns, shapes, or even abstract art. Their bright colors pop beautifully against greenery, and the shine adds energy to any quiet corner. This kind of project invites experimentation. Play with different color schemes or make a large mural over time. It's an eco-conscious way to reuse items that typically get tossed, and the end result feels bold and joyful. Positioned near a tidy row of planters or as a backdrop for flower pots, your mosaic will transform the space into a cheerful garden gallery. Rusty garden tools might seem like junk, but they carry the spirit of years past and make stunning sculptural totems. By stacking worn-out spades, shears, and trowels vertically and securing them with bolts or wire, you can create a piece that feels both nostalgic and artistic. These totems add vertical structure and rustic flair, blending perfectly into a cottage-style garden. Placed between raised beds or nestled into a planter row, the sculpture becomes a story piece. Guests might even stop to guess what each piece used to be. These relics remind us of hands that worked the earth before, and in doing so, they bring character and soul into a modern garden setting. Plastic bottles are one of the easiest materials to repurpose, and one of the most versatile. By cutting and shaping them, you can create hanging planters, self-watering pots, or even flower-shaped sculptures. Add a coat of chalk paint or natural colors for an earthy aesthetic that still feels refined. When grouped together along a fence or wall, these recycled bottle creations form a floating garden that's both space-saving and eye-catching. Especially in a smaller backyard, this technique allows you to grow more plants vertically while keeping waste out of landfills. It's a win for the environment and your garden's design. Wire hangers are usually destined for the recycling bin, but with a bit of shaping, they can become elegant garden sculptures. Form them into spirals, leaf shapes, or abstract plant supports and paint them to match your garden's palette. Their minimalist lines add a subtle artistic layer to your planters and flower beds. They also work well as plant frames for climbing vines or as gentle supports for delicate stems. Lightweight and easy to reposition, these DIY pieces can evolve with your garden over time. As the plants grow and wrap around them, your wire sculptures will blend into the greenery, becoming part of the garden's natural rhythm. Chipped plates and cracked bowls may no longer serve dinner, but they can serve your garden beautifully. By embedding shards along the edges of beds or walkways, you create borders that sparkle in the sun and add unique personality to every path. Each piece carries its own pattern and history, telling quiet stories beneath the blooms. This technique is especially charming in cottage or vintage-style gardens. It adds texture and an unexpected twist to otherwise simple spaces. Plus, it's a smart way to salvage sentimental dishes that are too broken to use but too beloved to discard, giving them a second life in the heart of your garden. That old bicycle wheel collecting dust in the garage? It's your next garden showstopper. Mount it on a stake or fence post, add reflective accents or paint the spokes, and you've got yourself a kinetic wind spinner. Dances with the breeze, catching light and movement in a mesmerizing way. These pieces are particularly enchanting in well-tended gardens where every detail counts. The spinning wheel adds life to still corners and becomes an instant focal point. Surrounded by tidy planters and blooming flowers, the sculpture bridges motion and tranquility, reminding us that gardens are living, breathing spaces full of rhythm. teapots can pour charm into your garden in unexpected ways. Repurpose them as quirky planters or mount them on poles for an Alice in Wonderland vibe. Whether ceramic, metal, or enamel, teapots make the perfect containers for trailing vines or cheerful herbs. Arrange them near benches, among potted plants, or along garden shelves for a layered, whimsical look. Each piece brings a touch of nostalgia and invites a closer look. It's the kind of creative detail that makes your backyard feel magical, like a secret garden built with love and imagination. Scratched or outdated CDs might not play your favorite songs anymore, but they can still reflect light and color into your garden. Attach them to walls, fences, or stakes, and watch as they scatter tiny rainbows across your flower beds. These tiny mirrors catch morning sun and bring a playful energy to any green space. They're especially stunning when paired with bright blooms or metallic planters. Even better, they help deter garden pests by flashing unexpectedly as they move. It's a smart, stylish way to reuse materials while adding sparkle and function to your backyard retreat. And there you have it, 10 creative, budget-friendly ways to turn your trash into garden treasure. From spoon flowers to wind spinners, each project adds a touch of magic while keeping waste out of the landfill. Plus, who doesn't love a garden that tells a story, right? If you enjoyed these ideas and feel inspired to try one or all of them, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more rustic, rooted DIYs and drop a comment below telling me which project you're most excited to try. I'd love to hear from you and maybe even feature your creation in a future video. See you next time and happy gardening!